Alright, so this is my drawing I did for John Cena and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 41, and it came out really well. So this is my sketch of John Cena. His facial features were very simple for me to do. Highlighted it, did it pretty quick, trying to see what style I'm going for. But the issues was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a champion. I can't mess up Cody. I didn't do any warm ups, so my proportions took a minute to get down. But in this picture, which I will bring up, Cody Rhodes his head was substantially larger than his body. When you look at the proportions, about three-fourths of his face is showing, and I really just wanted to get the ratio down. I didn't want him to outshine John Cena because of the reference photo. So trying to figure out that process of the drawing was a little difficult for me, but it did come out good. So at this point, I restart. I do like how his head shape is coming out a little bit more, but his head is still overshadowing John Cena by a very large margin. But I am getting his jacket down, not making it nearly as big, and that is a plus. So I get it down, and I'm just thinking to myself, when I can't get something down, let me go to a different part of the picture. So around here, I go back to John Cena and I flesh out his face. I do make his chin a little bit wider to give it a little more cartoonish look. And now I'm going for that Raw versus SmackDown 2006 colors. I want those gray tones, gray dark highlights with the hint of red on John Cena's side and the hint of blue on Cody Rhodes' side. That's what I'm going for. But as I'm doing this, it was very hard to do just the gray tones. I really don't do those tones. What I should have done from the start was just color John Cena regularly and then put the saturation down on Procreate. But I wasn't thinking that far ahead, if I'm being honest. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, let me go get the colors out. So I'm just doing the colorings 20 minutes at a time at work, on the way to work, and on my lunch break, and whenever I get time. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, let me go back to Cody Rhodes as I got his colors down. So at this point, I shake down Cody Rhodes, get him on par with John Cena. Now this is feeling like a head-to-head main event at WrestleMania 41. I start to move his eyes around, his nose around, and his lips around to make sure my proportions are even. That is a very most important part for me. So as I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like how his hair looks. Everything looks clean. Let me start getting the base color for Cody Rhodes' face at about this point. So I put in like a peachish kind of tone. I start to get his highlights in on the neck, his ears, his hairline, excuse me, and all those things. Get the shadows on the nose, get highlights on the top right part of his face, color it in that base yellow, get in. It looks so good, just like Homelander is coming for Cody Rhodes. Homeland is coming for John Cena. And it's just looking awesome. I love it. It's just so vibrant. I'm like, okay, this is really, really good. And you see the eyes, the lips, it's all just coming together, coming to life. So at this point, I'm like, let me color in the jacket. I love that navy blue. I want to get in the shirt and the tie, get all those base colors in to see how it comes along. And now put in that orange. I don't want to do too much with the orange. It doesn't have to be too much. I just want a slight pop. I want the eyes to be able to look everywhere for Cody Rhodes. He is the champion as of this point. So that is very important for me as well. But I'm looking at that tie. I knew I wanted the shadows on the tie to just be very different from the rest of the picture. So as I'm doing this, that is one of my main objectives as well. And I got that down to a T, I will say. So after I finished inking those two of them, it was really just the background. How do I get this cover? SmackDown and Raw SmackDown 2006. So that was the last part, and I would say probably the easiest part as well. So I'm gonna do the background. I know I want both of them. I want Cody on the left, Cena on the right, head to head, something splitting down the middle. And I just needed to feel like WrestleMania. So I'm getting it. I want like a poster feel, cover feel. I upped their size and it's starting to look so good. And I'm just really trying to get the highlights down, make it a nice blend in the middle, just to show anybody can win. This is the biggest match in a long time. And I just needed something to pop. And I really couldn't get it down until I added that red and blue. So as I'm right here, I'm doing the blue on the left for Cody and the red on the right for Cena. I get the highlights for the yellow, and I start to add in those highlights for the red and the blue, and that's when I knew I had it. I said, there it is. And it just looked so good to me. I didn't want to mess up the 41, and it just came out perfectly. The minor touches, but this was my process. So, John, if you liked, give it a like, comment, subscribe if you want more.